Hi everybody, I'm Tracey from Tracey Garcia Yoga and Director of Teacher Trainings at the Colorado School of Yoga. I'm coming to you today to give you a little advice on something that I think is the most common complaint in yoga. And I would say that when a student wants to talk to me after class about alignment or tenderness or pain, it's almost always about their wrists. And this is both new students and continuing practitioners. There's a lot of things that could be going on to cause wrist tenderness in a practice. And my first suggestion to you would be to set up a private session with a teacher that you trust in order to really break down what might be causing your wrist tenderness. Clearly, from far away, I can't take a guess on what might be for you. And also in a group class, it's not always possible for a teacher to hone in on just one student and recognize what could be a multitude of factors contributing to wrist pain. But today, I wanted to offer you one really simple thing that you can notice, and also what I like is that you can self-monitor. You don't need a teacher to tell you if you're doing this or not, because your hands are right in your visual sight in plank, in downward facing dog. So you can just check and see if this might be helpful to you. So, hi Elaine. So something that you probably already know is that in plank and downward facing dog, teachers will cue that your palms be flat on the earth, pressing down, oftentimes through your knuckles and mainly through the curve between your thumb and your index finger. This is because oftentimes students will let the weight fall to the outer edges of their hands, creating what Gina Caputo calls a Pita Pocket right here, a little space that you could slip a finger underneath. And that means that most of your weight is coming and compressing this area here that's already a tender place. And so we don't want to overcompress it. So what we need to do is press down through the inner borders of our hands and then into the knuckles. That's really hard to do if you're tired. So I would say pay attention early in your practice and see what's happening, and then check in halfway through and be like, now that I'm tired, what's really going on? One way to remember this that I think is kind of funny, and actually it's frankly really silly, is to use the analogy of how you would hold a wine glass versus a beer glass. A little prop to Avery, one of my favorite breweries here in Colorado and Boulder. Let's start with the wine glass. So the way we would typically hold a wine glass, some of you hold it like this because the day's been hard, but I'm not talking about that. The way you would typically hold a wine glass has space between the glass and the webbing of your index finger and thumb. So we don't want a wine glass hold in our downward facing dogs and our planks. We want this part to be engaged. So when you're coming in, someone hands you a wine glass, you would scoop up and you would lead through the bottom edge of your hand, and this area would continue to stay lifted and soft. And you would say, cheers and chin chin. This is not the way we want to do it in yoga. Now let's take our beer glass. If you're holding a beer glass, likely you're holding it like this. See? Sealed. You're not letting any space come between your glass and the hand. And when someone gives you a beer glass, you're coming in like this. You're going to hold with the inner border of your hand first and then let the outer border come down. So this is what we want, right? We want to press down through this webbing. So next time you're in yoga class, no to the wine glass. Yes to the beer glass. And let's just say water in each of them for now because, cheers, healthy yogis. I'll probably come back with a part 2 because this is just one of many things that could be going on in your plank, your chaturangas. A big part is in transitions. So perhaps I'll come back later and give you some interesting information about how to monitor your transitions to help to modify your experience of wrist pain. Thanks for tuning in. Again, I'm Tracey Garcia of Tracey Garcia Yoga. If you go to my webpage, you can find out all my classes. Also, coloradoschoolofyoga.org, we've got 2 really fantastic teacher trainings coming up. A 300-hour immersion for those of you that are already teaching, and then a 200-hour for those of you who are interested in starting your journey as teachers. Additionally, we've got a mentor program that I'm very excited to lead. I'm limiting it to 5 people, though. So if this is tickling your interest, apply soon. We've also got a business of yoga coaching class coming up, and an Ayurvedic cleanse upcoming in the new year. So lots of good stuff. Check it out and have a great day, guys. Mwah, mwah. Bye.